attach from the femur to the pubic bone, and they have a tendency to pull the pelvis inward on the opposite hemisphere. And when that goes on, it has a tendency to hike the hip on the same hemisphere and drop the hip on the opposite. Now what that does, once again, is create too much rotation into the spine and can lead to issues with bulging discs, herniations, and again, convexity or even functional scoliosis with the spine. So what we want to do is reduce the pressure of these groin muscles by going into a static stretch. This is going to be a PNF stretch or a neuromuscular stretch. And he's going to do that, Ryan's going to show you how to do that from a kneeling position with his leg abducted out to the side. So a couple things to think about is supporting the torso so that the spinal column and the pelvis doesn't rotate too excessively. We want to know that the leg can come out away from the body without too much rotation externally on the opposite hemisphere, okay, or externally on the same hemisphere, internally on the opposite hemisphere. Ryan's also going to make sure that he keeps his knee nice and locked so that it doesn't buckle. This puts him into a position where the femur wants to rotate in and the tibia will maybe want to rotate out, and that can create a lot of lateral pressure on that kneecap, so we want to protect that. So as Ryan goes into the stretch, he can lean forward over his palms, bringing his pelvis forward, ascending his pelvis, and he can get a deeper stretch on the front or short adductor fibers or groin fibers. And then as he sits back into his heel, he can start to get into the back fibers. Now what we can do to help with the elongation of the stretch or the extension of the muscle is push down into the ground, flexing the groin muscles like you're trying to bring your leg into the middle of your body. Hold it there for about 3 to 5 seconds, then relax it, and then see if you can extend the leg out further or abduct the leg out further away from the middle of the body. You can do that for about 6 to 10 cycles where you push down. I like to breathe out, pull the pelvis under, give it a nice stable anchor point to flex that muscle from, and then breathe in, sink forward, and then push the leg out and away. Now remember, the orientation of the pelvis in relationship to that femur is going to dictate what sets of muscles you're going to stretch, oftentimes.